welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing another TikTok story and we have a special guest with us. Elle, say hello.
Hi! This is my first time being on his video, and subscribe to him or a demon's gonna come on your bed.
So let's start with the TikTok video.
We hear boom, boom, boom at the door. I'm like,
Okay,
hold up, what?
so everyone
It's
get
the
your
SWAT team.
out and
The
you can
SWAT
come join
team
us.
was knocking at the door. Find the room without
If you
windows.
like.
Get down on the
So,
floor.
let's
And
go
don't
on.
move until we let you know. We're like, what's going on? What's going on? So did we listen?
Okay, come on.
No.
Let's go.
We all got down on the floor
Are you
in the
on?
living room where there's a huge window. We're looking through the window, through the crack, behind the couch. We see the entire street closed. Kid you not, there had to be at least 100 officers, like 30 SWAT team vans, helicopters swarming the area. SWAT team vans in front of every house. K9 units, FBI. I mean, I'm surprised immigration wasn't there. Anyways, they start talking through this like microphone, telling the people in that sketchy house, get out now. You got 10 seconds to remove yourself from the house. I'm like, bro, what's going on? Tell my cousin, I don't think we should be watching. All you hear is gunshots. Shots fired, shots fired. The SWAT team starts shooting at the house. And all you hear is this huge boom. It blew up the front door. After they blow up the front door, all you see is units just running inside the house. 30 of them, and they pull out a couple. I had never seen them before in my life. They were young. I still remember she had blonde hair. They had their hands up in the air. They were surrounded by officers with guns to their heads. Bro, I thought I was watching a movie. You don't need Netflix when you got a narco living across the street from you. Bro, we had no idea. I mean, we kind of figured, because like, they take them into these SWAT team vans, and they start taking out huge packages out of the house. Guns and drugs and everything. Money stacks. Bro, can you share some? And then all you see is like 2 people running from the back. SWAT team members shooting at them. They didn't die though, I think. Bro, I was so scared. It could have been so dangerous. I learned if the SWAT team says get away from windows, get away from windows. Because they were shooting out. Some houses got hit with bullets. Bro, I'm just lucky to be alive.
Story time of how I got the best revenge on my worst enemy. So basically there was this girl that literally copied my absolute every move. It all started because the boy that she was dating tried to hit me up. So I guess she was trying to be more like me, I guess. And it all started when I got a puppy. Literally 2 days later, she ended up getting a puppy. The same kind of puppy. Then about a week goes on and I dye my hair blonde. Well, I bleach it. And she dyes her hair blonde. Okay, then the next day, I posted on my story about this app that I was using. It's called Fitness Coach, and I was getting my dream body from it. Also, the link to that app will be in my bio. But then not even an hour later, she posted that she was using it. Then I just noticed every single little thing that I did, she would also start to copy. She even started literally copying my outfits head to toe. So once I noticed that, I decided I was gonna like try something out. And I bought a bald cap from the store. And then I posted it on a private story with only her in it. Ha, guess what happened 2 days later? I'm running out of time like for part 2. Part 2, if I got the best revenge on my worst enemy. Continuing on with the story, after I got a bald cap and posted it on my private story with only her in it, 2 days later she shaves her head. So this is the time where I try to confront the girl. Because at this point it's obvious she's trying to copy me. And after I confronted her about her trying to copy me, she then tried to say that I was the one trying to copy her. And then switch up the whole story. But for about months and months she continued to copy me. And now here's where the story gets bad. My puppy ended up passing away due to heart failure. And then of course I posted about it on my Instagram story. And that night I was scrolling through like who viewed it. And I see her little fake account. And honestly, I didn't think anything of it. It took a little bit, but 5 days later, I see on her story, my baby will always have a place in my heart. Rip Moxie. Oh, I named my dog Roxy, by the way. And that's the exact thing I put on my story. Exact words and everything. I don't know what she did with the dog. And honestly, I'm terrified to know. But after that, I blocked her on absolutely everything because I came to the conclusion that she is crazy.
You guys, this is the reason why I never wore big dresses to school. Let me set the scene for you. 4th grade Joe, 9 years old, super perky and happy to be wearing a giant dress to school. You know, I don't know why I was. Maybe we had just gotten it. I was super excited about it. It was like a Wednesday. I was probably like, Mom, I want to wear this dress. And since I was mainly tomboyish my entire life, she was probably like, yes, wear it. So I took it to school. So I took it to school. It made playtime a little complicated, but that's fine. Recess was fine. I was one of those kids who loved to roll around in the dirt, climb trees, all that jazz. And I'm like, it's just a dress. It'll be fine. So it's time for like nutrition class. I don't know. They're trying to teach us about like pyramids and like food groups. My teacher starts looking at me funny. And then she kind of just says to the entire class, Josadak? And I'm like, Josadak, can you come with me outside for a second? I'm like, yeah, sure. 4th grade me just comes with her outside. And when we're outside, she closes the door. And I'm like, huh. She slowly takes off her shoe. I was like, oh. Look for part 2. Okay, part 2. I honestly didn't expect to make 2 parts out of this. So my teacher was looking at me like so intensely while she was taking off her shoe. And I was so confused. Miss whatever your name is, because I don't remember. What are you doing? And she goes, don't move. And I start panicking. But I do what she says. I do what she says. Like, she gets her shoe, she holds it up to her ears. And then she throws it at me. And I literally jumped. She hit me in the bottom half of my dress. The shoe went flying. You know what else went flying? Right next to her shoe was the giantest spider I have ever seen in my life. I think it was a tarantula. Which would have been fine because tarantulas are pretty much harmless. But at the time, both her and I were freaking out. She literally knocked the spider out. Her aim was so good. I'm actually amazed right now. She's like, oh my god, I saw that on your dress when you came in and I had to get it off. I was like, thank you. Yeah, I had no idea that was on there, so I retired that dress. No more dresses to school, not for Joe. Thanks for watching the demo.
They say girls are too emotional, they're too dramatic, because of the way we act. I mean, if I say no to someone, that means I'm being too uptight. But if I say yes to someone, I'm just letting myself go. If you don't wear makeup, that means we're being lazy and they're gonna ask, is the time of the month again, huh? But if you do wear makeup, it's because we do it for attention. If you don't, but if I do the perfect hair, the perfect face, and the perfect body. But you need to remember she can't be obese and she can't be anorexic. She needs to be perfect. But perfect isn't a word, perfect doesn't exist, no one is perfect. At the end of the day, you ask me, why are you insecure? I wonder why. Why don't you show your face on FaceTime? I wonder why. Why don't you send me pictures of your face? I wonder why. I really do.
When I was like 5 years old, I almost got kidnapped. Story time. So back in the day, it used to be safe for kids to play out on the street. Or so I thought. You know, when you're a little kid, you really don't listen to your parents. Well, anyways, what happened was that my mom was cooking. And I was like, Mommy, please, 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 let me play outside with my new scooter. My mom was always very protective, so she would not let us out of her sight. She's like, I'm going to go outside for 2 minutes with you. And then we're going to come right back inside. I was like, yay. So I'm just over here playing outside, and my mom was like, se me queman las tortillas, se me queman las tortillas. For those who don't know, that means she was burning tortillas. She's like, sit on the steps here in the driveway. You know me being a dumb little child. I was like, let me see how fast I can go. Whee! Here I go with my scooter. I'm still in the driveway. This man and this woman are walking across the street. Then that creepy man was like, hey, come here. That woman was like, I just want to see your scooter. I dropped that scooter and I said, skirt. They started running after me up my driveway. These people were literally running up my driveway after me. They weren't coming for my scooter. They weren't coming for my shoes. They were coming for my organs. Bro, my chunky little self had never ran so fast in her life. I could have won a marathon. I deserve an Olympic award. I ran up the steps and I got inside the house. I pushed the door closed. And they're trying to open the door. I'm trying to catch my breath, trying to breathe. I'm screaming and telling my mom what's going on. She was freaking out. Comes out the door with a spoon. I don't know what she was planning to do with that spoon. All I know, now that I'm a mom, this spoon is a weapon. Anything's a weapon when you're trying to defend your children. My mom says all she saw was people running down the street. She never got to see their faces. And no, there was no surveillance footage because we lived in the hood. The downfall of the hood.
Hi guys, it's my first video. I'm going to be telling the story at my school. There was this girl, let's call her Paige. I had this teal hydro flask and I brought it to school one day and I was leaving and I noticed I forgot it when I got home. So I called my teacher and I told her politely that I left it and she said that it wasn't in the classroom or it wasn't in the lost and found. Then I got really scared.
Not everyone is, that's fine. Everyone's sharing this. Let's see what it is. Someone edited 2 clips of her. Well, I could this whole thing was complaining about someone. I'm sorry, I really stayed my lane for past year. I really don't mind.
Roblox
By the way, I live in England, so we don't have school shootings or guns. It was a normal day in school. Then suddenly my head teacher ran into my classroom and told my teacher to get us all into the cupboard. We were really confused, but our teacher told us what was wrong. So basically this man had escaped from prison and had kids in our school, and he was in our playground with a knife and an illegal gun. We looked out onto our car park and there was this girl around 20 with a knife, and when she saw us she waved at us in a really creepy way. We were allowed to get out of the cupboard, but our teacher locked our classroom door and put the blinds down. Then one girl, let's call her Madison, got bored, so she took the classroom key of my teacher's desk and left the room. Bearing in mind at this point we were sure the man and woman were in our freaking school, our teacher shouted at her and locked us in our classroom. As she went after her, she returned looking very worried but also relieved at the same time. She said that the man and woman had left, but the reason she was worried was because this Madison girl was nowhere to be found. The police turned up and we found Madison with gunshots in her arm, crying in the corner of our lunch hall. She suffered serious injuries and was close to death. She is in hospital to this day.
Story of how I almost got killed. So my boyfriend, well, let's call him Bob, only loved me BC. I got him nice things. Bob could drive and was in his 20s. Then one day I stopped getting him nice things to see what he would do. And one day he asked me to get him these new shoes. I said no. Bob said, I will come for you if you don't. I said okay. So then a few days later there was a knock on my door. I went to answer it and no one was there. So I went back to my room. I smelled smoke, so I yelled, Mom, I think dinner is burning. No answer. I went outside my door and he was there. There were flames in my kitchen. I ran outside and never saw him again. I also called my mom and she called the police, but they never found him. So at the time me and my bestie weren't on good terms because she had a crush on my boyfriend, and about 6 months has passed and my bestie and my boyfriend are suddenly acting weird around me, and so of course I investigated and found that my boyfriend was cheating on me with my bestie, so I confronted them and texted them to meet outside the school at 3:10, which was after school. So when they arrived, there's a whole group around us because I told everyone what was happening anyway. When they get there, I told them that I know they were secretly a couple of something like that, and I showed them the screenshots of them texting from both of their phones, and of course they got mad, but I didn't really care because by the time they came to apologize, I had a new bestie and a new boyfriend, and they got even more mad, so they made a plan to kill me, but I thought they were just gossiping. And about a month has passed and I'm in my bed chilling with my boyfriend and my bestie. We suddenly just hear a door bust open, but because we thought it was nothing we just couldn't do anything, but we hear some loud footsteps coming up the stairs. We hid in my closet hoping it wasn't a robber, but 20 minutes had passed and we go back onto the bed, but then my door opens and my ex-boyfriend and my ex-bestie walk in with knives from my kitchen, but luckily I called the police when we were in the closet, so by the time they finished saying how I would pay for giving us up, I said, you guys are the people that made you give you guys up, so how about you leave my house? But before those two could talk, the police came crashing in and they're still in prison to this day, and I'm actually not so sad they're in prison.
When I was like a little younger, I was working at my local Forever 21 for work experience, and this little kid came in. It looked like she just came from school cause she had a uniform on and a little name tag. Yeah, no, those sticker ones that come off after like 5 minutes, and said, hello, my name is on it. And on the name tag wrote Lydia or Liddy or something like that, and she seemed really just out of breath. She was sweating, heavily breathing. Yeah, no, like if you ran really far. She asked if she could hide somewhere and I said, yeah, in the dressing rooms. FYI, I didn't work by the dressing rooms, I just lead her there. I saw a minivan pull up right in front of the store. After the kid had hid in the dressing room, I went back up front because I was called or something like that, and that was why I could see the minivan and a man in a camo jacket, black sweatpants, and a Buccaneers hat or whatever. As if a little kid ran in here. Description fit exactly like the kid in the dressing room. I said, sir, do you know her? And this dude said, oh yeah, I'm her uncle. I'm supposed to drive her home. I asked him to just wait there by the register and went back to ask the little girl if anyone was picking her up. She said, no. I normally walk home every day, and this man pulled up telling me that he was my uncle and was gonna pick me up, but my dad doesn't have any siblings, and my mom lives on the other side of the country. and she only had a sister. I asked if she had a school ID 'cause I was dumb and thought it would help. She pulled it out and I looked at it and then went back to the dude. I asked him for his ID. And he pulled it out, and he looked nothing like the picture. The man in the picture was black, had no beard or hair, and the man was white and had a beard and hair. He asked me again if he'd seen the little girl. Of course I said no. He then left, and like 17 minutes later the cops showed up looking for the man. Apparently the man was a prisoner who escaped or something, and the girl's dad was the cop who put him in jail, so he wanted revenge or whatever. The girl went back to her family. And I never worked at a Forever 21 ever again.
So this is a scary story. My family of 5 went to Bangladesh to see my grandparents. As we went there, everything was fine. One night, everyone was sleeping, and keep in mind there was a rooftop where we could go and play. My sister woke up hearing noises from the roof. She thought nothing of it, thinking people were working out there. After that night, she heard the same thing. A week later, she told my aunties and my granny about it. So one night, all my aunties, my granny, and my mom went to sit in our room while me and my bro were sleeping. They were talking until they heard the noise. They sent my uncle to go up there and nothing was there. Now this noise was like something was being dragged. Till this day, I'm still scared.
When I was 5, me, my mom, dad, and 2 brothers moved to a new house. We always thought that it was haunted. At the time, I was 5, so I didn't really understand what haunted meaner. So, 1 month after we lived there, I started to get why they thought it was haunted in the first place. So, I was always afraid of the basement, so I never ever went down there. About a couple days after, I started to realize things changed in the house. My doll was lost, my dog was acting different. And whenever we let the dog out to play, he acted strange by barking all day. And he usually doesn't do that, so that was weird. So then I told my mom everything. She didn't believe what I said, she just said, "That can't be." And in my mind I said to myself, "Why would you say that can't be if you literally said that you think this place is haunted when we moved in?" So, then I went to bed. The next day, I heard my mom in the basement, so I waited for her to get out. Then she came back in and said, "I found one of her toys, wanna come get it? I gave it to you ever since you were a toddler. You've had it since you were firstborn." Then I said, "Mom, I told you I'm not ever going down there." So then I went to my room and thought about it. Because if I've had it ever since I was literally born, then I want to get it, but I don't feel comfortable going down there. So then I thought, I am gonna go down there. What could be so wrong? And guess what? I was totally wrong. That basement was haunted. So I went down there. First I saw spiders, spider webs, old clothes, a bunch of boxes and other stuff. Then I got so creeped before I went back to the house. I started seeing bats and I heard creeping noises, so I screamed. And then before I knew, I saw a man, yes, a man, so I screamed as loud as I can, and my mom didn't hear me 'cause she was on the phone. Can you believe there's been a guy living in my basement? Then I called the cops, and they came and got the stupid guy. And now he's in jail.
So this is a storyline on how I managed to hack a bun girl. So I was playing Ragdoll Engine and I saw a bun girl. She came up to me and was spamming bun. I got annoyed, so I pushed and bombed her. She later came up to me and said she would hack me. I told my friend and she said hack her first. She told me all bun girls have the same password, which is bun 1, so I did it and put in their username. It worked. So when I looked at her friends, they were all named bun hacker, so I unfriended and blocked all of them on that account. So then I looked at all her games she played and I went in to adopt me. She had like every pet, so I gave them all to me. Then later the day, one of the bun girls texted me on Roblox that I was a good hacker and wanted me to be a bun girl. I said no, and she said she would give me 1 million Roblox. I said give me the Robux so I can change my user and password. She gave me the Robux, then I unfriended the bun and spent the Robux on my avatar. The time we went into lockdown at school. I was at school one day and I was about 9 years old. We were just chilling at our desks when all of a sudden the speaker comes on and the principal starts talking. She tells us that we had to go in lockdown. Everyone was thinking it was a drill, including me. Then she said, "This is not a drill." So now everyone starts freaking out. We turn off the lights and my teacher has a piece of paper to block the window on the door. We all sat in a corner and some people were crying. I was freaking out too. My teacher was just talking to us and making us feel better. She said it was probably nothing because once they went into lockdown because of a snake on campus. Then we started talking about deserts. After a while,
Jane.
Okay, well, since the story time ended, gonna, I'm gonna have a story time. This is my story that happened to me, almost like a year.
Subscribe to his channel before a demon comes.
Okay. So guys, before COVID hit it and all that, before COVID started, I'm still at that school, but at school one time, I was like at third or
Away,
fourth
keep
grade.
safe, and wear mask in public.
Oh my god! One time I was at school before COVID or coronavirus, whatever you call it. So I used to be in the after school program. So yeah, and then one time when I was in the after school program, uh, so one time when I was in the after school program, I
Yeah.
so I was in lockdown. We were in lockdown in the after school program, and then like I
I have to
didn't.
go. Bye.
Okay, bye. So I didn't know if 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 I didn't we were in lockdown, but I didn't know if there was a shooter or killer or whatever. So like all the cops were in front of my school. I don't know what happened, and then and then like and then and then after like the lockdown, I don't know what happened. Like after the lockdown, it was like after lock after the lockdown we came out, and yeah, we came out of the school, but the time we came out, it was about like 10, 9, or 8 o'clock in the night. I was like, what the heck? And my after school program started about like 3 or 4 o'clock. So yeah. But anyways, if you enjoyed this TikTok story time, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Bye!